Hello everybody, this is All Cells Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shadows over Loathing. In the previous episode, we took care of our geology miner by beating up a bunch of rocks. Well, it is a miner after all, not a major. But hey. Anyways, I think we're going to take some time to explore these deep steam vents down here to take care of some business. Tools abandoned by some fleeing prankster, no doubt. See what they left behind. Let's see, we got a chunk of lead, increase the damage of a weapon by 1. Not bad. Heavy stuff in the universe as far as anybody currently knows. Disposable ratchet and some anarchist hardware. Door has a combination lock on it. Sign's been scraped off this door. Curious. Greenhouse access. Door seems barred from the other side. Ah! The rat waves as you approach. Hey there, little fella. The rat emits a few squeaks. What's shaking? The rat dashes into his hole and returns holding a tiny piece of cheese. He points at you, sweeps his arm broadly from left to right, then points at the cheese. He stares at you for a few seconds, then eats the crumb. You want me to bring you some cheese? The rat nods and scurries around in a quick little circle. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Well, we've already got him some cheese to give him. So you give him the cheese loaf. He wrinkles his nose at the loaf, but decides in the end that it's worth keeping. He drags it into his hole and emerges with a ring. A grindstone ring. Almost all of your random encounters will be fights. Sorry, next one will be better. Give him the squirrel cheese. The rat considers the squirrel cheese. He wrinkles his nose a bit, but eventually decides to keep it. He hauls it into his hole and emerges with a ring. Inside-out ring of weakness. Everybody but you loses one of each stat at the start of combat. Thanks. Sorry about the whole squirrel thing. Now, if we were playing a cheese wizard, then we could have summoned some cheese for him. But we're not, so we can't. Anyways, close this up, and now that we're in the laundry room, launder the mob's meat. You don't want to look at the gross, filthy meat again, so you just throw the whole thing into the machine and start the wash cycle. Wait. You wait, the machine continues to launder meat. Keep waiting. 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 Skip to the end of waiting. You take advantage of the fact that time can pass at an arbitrary rate during one of these dialogues and skip to the end of the whole laundry process. Bagged laundered meat. Finally. Steam powered. This will dry clothes way faster than boiling them. See, barbecue wing maintenance access. A harsh buzzing noise and a shower of sparks are only reply. The terminal must be broken. Hotwire it. Your nimble fingers bypass the broken circuits and trip the door lock. Go on through. Massive steam-powered freezer. It's probably full of jumbo shrimp and military intelligence, am I right? What's in here? The freezer contains a slab of extremely frozen fish. Frozen fish branch. Muscle plus 4 cold damage. It's bigger than a steak, but fish don't have limbs. Also got a book. Oh, it's a book of short adventuring stories. Short stories of long winters. Let's see, men who defy all wisdom and warnings go hiking alone in Sub-Zero West. At the end of each story, the man dies. Maybe there's a lesson in that? Yeah, most likely. Now, where was that book we got last episode? There we are. Advanced Collision Physics. Read it. You study the book's formulae and diagrams until you internalize the combat-related laws of nature hidden therein. Collision Dynamics Expert. You're an expert in 2 things. Melee combat and billiards. Plus 1 to melee weapon attacks. You practice your newfound skills by punching the book until it's too flat to read. Take that, book. This one... There's 100 of these stories. They're all like this. Let's see, in each story there's sub-zero conditions and perishes. At the end of the narrator opines that if it were them, they simply would not have gone somewhere that is cold. They would have gone somewhere warm and thrived. We get extra hot armor. There's a bunch of these stories. They're all like this. Let's see, was there any other books that weren't armor-based? Oh yeah, throw ball. Charlie Shucking Jokes, Celsius, Hotfoot. Stench armor. Yeah, may as well start getting some armor. Loaded corpse flour is a nasty bit of olfactory business. I almost do not want to serve it with cottage cheese. But you know me. Ugh, that certainly paints a picture. There's plenty left to sniff in this book, if you've got the nose for it. Not right now. Door is painted shut from this side. Okay. Let's see, laundry room, that leads back up. Spiderwing maintenance. Nothing. The Athena terminal seems to have blown a fuse. Replace it. Let's see what's behind the door. Strange-looking machine seems to be broken. Okay, nondescript looking open it. Ooh, treasure. SIT portable radio. With this on your belt, you'll always be accompanied by tinny, intermittent music chosen and played by strangers. +3 to range weapon attacks. Not bad. Alright, there's the Hex Rock mines. There's that. But what we want to do is we want to go here. Nervous-looking guy in his late 40s. He seems surprised to see you in his secret lab. Hi there, I'm Talia. Hi, I'm Rufus. How did you find this place? I was just kind of poking around in steam tunnels, exploring, you know. Yeah, that's popular pastime around here. The kids call it hacking. Guess I should have anticipated that when I set up this secret lab. I do have a secret lab. Was the department out of regular labs? I'm not supposed to be here at all. I used to teach here, but they let me go. Oh, what happened? Did they fire you for using the forbidden math? Not at all. SIT is the last place that would fire you for that. I was joking? They fired me because I didn't make tenure. I was too busy trying to find out what happened to my missing sister to publish any original research. Yes, this is the same Rufus that is your little brother back in West of Loathing. Well, that hardly seems fair. Oh, and this doesn't mean that canonically you played a female, they'll just pick whatever gender for their sibling that you pick for your character. Well, that hardly seems fair. It's probably just as well. I don't think I was cut out for being a professor anyway. Department politics are maximally bogus, as the students would say. So you set up this hidden lab to continue the search for your sister. Yes, basically, although I'm taking a more roundabout route toward it now. What happened to your sister? She left home when I was 14 and headed north. Well, we called it west back then. She spearheaded the expedition that pushed the Transcontinental Railroad all the way to Frisco. How? Yeah, she was kind of famous for a while. I used to get postcards from her all the time, but then one day, poof, just vanished off the face of the earth. I talked to all of her friends from back then, but nobody knows where she went. My only guess is that she decided to keep heading north and hopped ship. I couldn't get any passenger records dating that far back, though, so that was pretty much as far as it leads. Pretty much it as far as leads. Oh, Rufus, that sounds awful. What are you working on now? Well, this is going to sound crazy, but you know we have a saying here at SIT. Science that nobody understands is called magic, and science that only one person understands is called mad science. Ah, so I see. So you're doing a little dabbling in the forbidden arts, eh? Oh no, I checked the rulebook thoroughly, and nothing specifically forbids what I'm doing. I get you. So what's the plan? Well, I mean, I just met you, and I hesitate to get someone else mixed up in this. Oh, I'm pretty mixed up already. In the last few days, I've had to deal with fairies, time holes, shadow monsters, gross fishmen. You know about the fishmen? That's perfect. I can definitely use your help. I'm glad it wasn't the fairies you were interested in. I am curious, but some other time maybe. What I'm focused on now is predictive quantum telecommunications. I'm gonna need you to explain that to me. Well, there's this brand new field of physics called quantum mechanics. It's only a couple years old, but some of the theories pan out. If some of the theories pan out, could be staggering. But the specific part that I'm interested in is that quantum particles appear to be able to communicate over long distance instantaneously. And I think that might be an example for the magical concept of clairvoyance. Clairvoyance? You mean as in psychic stuff? Tarot cards and crystal balls? Crystal balls, yes, exactly. I'm trying to make a crystal ball that will show me where my sister is, and maybe even let me communicate with her. Neat. How can I help? Oh, well, all the fishmen in this region come from a single source called the Fish Mother. She's sort of like a queen bee, you know? This one creature that laid all the fishmen eggs, which is a little weird, actually, biologically speaking, because that indicates a dangerous lack of genetic diversity. What? See, honeybees avoid inbreeding through an extremely high rate of genetic recombination, but the fishermen don't have that advantage, so one would think inbreeding would... What? Never mind. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. The important thing is the Fish Mother is thought to have a sort of magical psychic link with all the fishmen. Psychic. Gotcha. So, what do you need? Well, legend has it that Fish Mothers occasionally make huge, beautiful pearls. How they make them is probably too gross to think about, but my working theory is if it has the right kind of Fish Mother DNA in it, I may be able to reconfigure it to make my own psychic link. I haven't understood basically anything you've said, so that sounds perfectly reasonable. You need me to get one of these pearls? Yeah, the fish mother lair is down by the river, but the entrance is sort of organic valve. Ah, geez, it's a huge butthole, isn't it? I was going to say cloaca, but yes, it's a huge butthole that keeps out anything that isn't related to the fish mother. Why do I get in? You aren't going to like it. I already don't like it. I can make a sort of disguise goop to cover you with. Swell. How much am I getting paid for this? I don't actually have much meat left after setting up this lab, but maybe the fish mother's lair has some treasure in it? I mean, definitely. The fish mother's lair definitely has a whole lot of great treasure in it. If it'll help you find your sister, I'm in. Oh, great. In order to make the fishman disguise goop, I'm going to need some fishman eggs. About 3 pounds of them, according to my calculations. But the eggs are in the fish mother's lair. No, the regular fishermen carry them around to keep an eye on them. They have a bunch of little hideouts all over the SIT campus in Ocean City. Or rather, all under, I should say, since they're mostly in the sewers. This just keeps getting better and better. Here, you'll need one of these to open the manhole covers. Antique manhole opener. Modern sewers use a Class C manhole cover, but this tool doesn't work on those. One is for old-fashioned bee-holes. Ha! Okay, wish me luck. There's also a bunch of stuff around here that we can use. Let's see. Rufus seems to be collecting steam for some reason. Let's see. Bookcase full of strange science and math books. Well, these books are all way too advanced for me. Actually, there's one in there that's right up your alley. Third shelf, third from the left. You have the order of your bookshelf memorized? I don't have to memorize it. I understand the principles by which I arrange things, and I never deviate from them. Gotcha. Treatise on a treatise on metaphrernity. Yeah, screw it. Thanks, Rufus. Read. Read the book about itself, and it gets you thinking. What if you got your enemies to beat themselves up for you? Stop hitting yourself. Well, would that they could. Deal your opponent's muscle and physical damage. If you can muster the energy to read it again, you'd probably be able to introspect even further. Huh. A specific vessel of some kind. Ask Rufus about it. What's this? A devoir. What's a devoir? A container for fluids. What kind of fluids? Usually valuable scientific substances. Not that one, though. What's in this one? Absinthe. Ooh. Can I have it? If you want, sure. Be careful to pick up the devoir for transit back to Talia's place. Big pile composed of 80% garbage and 20% miscellaneous electrical parts. Search for something useful. Chunk of lead, 11-in-1 oil, piece of scrap metal. Search for something useful. Pocket battery and a gold-plated cable. Huh. Let's see, ask Rufus if you can have one. Hey, can I have one of these hot plates? Sure, I've got plenty, and having access to that level of technology will increase the odds that you'll survive helping me. That's very kind of you. Arcane hot plate. Cook from the comfort of your room. Robot battle arena. Ask Rufus about it. What's this robot battle arena door about? That's my robot battle arena. Why do you have a robot battle arena? The fact that you even asked that question makes me think that you'd never understand the answer. How many robots are in there? They're capable of self-assembly and replication, so it's hard to say. And it's also critical that you never accidentally leave that door open. Gotcha. Now, there's supposed to be a device around here that we can grab. Ah, here it is. It's one of those newfangled metal detectors. Ask Rufus if you can borrow it. Hey, Rufus, can I borrow your metal detector? Sure, if you have a good and specific reason for needing it. I need to find an old key so I can stop a little girl's house from burning down 230-odd years ago. Well, that's good enough for me. Knock yourself out. Thanks. Now then, I believe there was one of those, manhole covers around here somewhere. There it is. It's a very old manhole cover. So old it's practically an ape hole. There's water here, and you have a fishing rod. Surely these things can be used together. Fish in a sack. Slithery, filthy bass. The filth herring. Nasty goo. Fisherman is doing best impression of a crocodile. Let's see, we need 5 hot armor. Filters, elemental armor, hot. Let's see, that gives me 1 hot armor. How much do I have to begin with? I got 1 hot armor so far. Let's see, that'll give me 2. That'll give me 3. That'll give me 4. 1 short, and I don't want to use the face grease. Let's see, could I... Nah, I don't have enough. Alright, that's fine. Oh well. Now that we've got the metal detector, I say we head back to Crystal Dream Lake. Head for the museum. And let's see if we can't finish off the whole sandwich thing. Solve the maze. Wander around. We spent some time poking around in the woods near Sandwich Village with Rufus's metal detector and unearthed a nearly impressive pile of trash before finally finding what you hope is Delia's house key. Extremely rusty old key, an approximately 240-year-old house key. Then you write Rufus SIT steam tunnels on the metal detector and stick it in a mailbox. Okay. Back to the past. Door to this house is unlocked. Locked. Unlock it. You check your pockets for an appropriate key. Unlock the door. Brush off as much of the loose rust as you think you can get away with without turning the entire key into loose rust. Then slide into the keyhole carefully. Carefully turn it. Lock clicks open and the key completely disintegrates. Enter. You peek around in the front door and look around. It looks like nobody's home, which makes sense considering the door was locked. Snoop around. Yeah, I'm not sure why I even gave you the choice there. We both know you were going to choose Snoop. Yeah, for real. This oil lamp is kind of uncomfortably close to the curtains. Move it. You carefully pick up the oil lamp and set it on the mantelpiece. It seems much safer. Did you know that oil in this kind of lamp comes out of a sperm whale's head? Tell me more. Okay, see, sperm whale fat renders down to pretty good lamp oil. Better than other whales, but more importantly, they also have a reservoir full of really good oil in their heads. As much as 500 gallons of it, and nobody knows why or what it's for. So once people realized that sperm whales were relatively populous within sailing distance of the colonial coast, it sparked an entire industry. The whaling industry in the colonies began in the 1640s, but that was a fair bit south of here. However, just 2 years ago in 1690, whalers started working out the islands around Lieutenant Harbor, or rather what would eventually come to be called Lieutenant Harbor after its accidental enlistment and promotion during the War of 1774. And within 100 years, those islands became a whaling capital of the world, until of course the whales ran out. But the industry was still able to flounder along until the invention of kerosene in the 1850s. Anyway, the point being, this lamp is really state-of-the-art technology around here. That's very interesting, thank you. No witch's brew here? Maybe a witch's stew? Probably just a regular person's stew. Okay, in the future, the house has not burned down. Putnam House, which has nothing particularly unusual about it, except that witches lived there. Right. Close eye on things in here. Black says this iron pan was probably for regular cooking, but we're pretty sure it was also used for making small batch potions sometimes. There's no painted plate on display here. Take a look. This is the plate that used to be on the Putnam's mantelpiece. It held up nicely over the last 236 years. The plaque on the plinth says, this plate commemorates the founding of the town of Sandwich on All Hallows Eve. How witchy can you get? Take a closer look, and the plate does indeed have a date on the painted filigree around the edge. October 31st, 1626. Now that we've got that, we need to go back to Ocean City. Oh, I thought there was some sort of humming going on in my headphones, but no, it's something from outside. Probably a, probably a street sweeper going by or something. Anyways, let's do that. Nope, it's gonna be something in here. Here we are, October 31st, 1626. Now, the archive doesn't go back that far, but you do find an article about the village's 250th anniversary on October 31st, 1876. It says that the town was founded in 1626 by a man named Fulke Proctor. It was considered a nice if unremarkable little village until traders found the town completely empty in early November 1692, apart from one dark-eyed old man who joined them on their route back to Ocean City. After that, the town remained abandoned and undisturbed due to rumors of a haunting or curse. Dark-eyed old man, eh? Anyways, if you remember several episodes ago, we had a lock that required letters to open it. Volke is the code for it. Anyways, back to the museum. We've already seen it in the present, so let's head for the past and see what's down there. Let's see. Can't say it's surprising that nobody names their son Folke anymore. Anyway, the cellar doors are unlocked now. Let's head on in. Someone's chalked a magical ritual circle on the cellar floor. That's ominous. There's a gold pocket watch on this shelf. The inside lid of the pocket watch is engraved, "To my son Tom on his 12th birthday." Well, that answers the question of what happened to Tom's watch originally, but in turn raises some additional questions. Since you effectively duplicated the watch by bringing it back the one from the future and giving it to Tom, it's probably best to leave this one here. Things get real weird if you gave Tom this one as well. Shelf full of books old, you can't even parse the titles. Really? None of them? Well, there's one with the word blood on it. That probably means blood, and you're interested in blood. This is your maximum HP. It's a good thing human anatomy hasn't changed in the last 300 years, or this book would be way out of date. Let's mess with it. You find some chalk on the nearby shelf, erase the circle, and redraw it backwards. That should throw a wrench into someone's plans. Yes, indeed. So if we do that, maybe we can talk to Tom about it? Now, that would normally get you an achievement, but I've already gotten it, so let's flush ourselves. Welcome to the historical village of Sandwich, where the inhabitants keep history alive by living and working the same way people did centuries ago. Yes, everything is fine. See, the Danforth residence has been converted into a gift shop for your convenience. Why not take home a 3-armed ragdoll, a style that originated here but became extremely popular statewide in the mid-1690s? A somewhat familiar-looking man smiles from behind the counter. See what's for sale. Rubbing paper and sandwich cream. This was the residence of the Danforth family. Step inside to learn more. This house has been the home to the Putnam family for hundreds of years. Feel free to ask about historical village life. This young lady looks quite a bit like Delia, though a little older. Hello, I'm Dorothy Putnam. Dolly to my friends. Hi, Dolly. I'm Talia Hunt. Are you related to Delia Putnam? That's right, she was my great aunt. Except more greats than that. Thought so. You look just like someone who looks like Delia. What? Never mind. About your nickname. Is it just short for Dorothy, or is it because of actual dolls? It's a little of both. Make a lot of souvenir rag dolls we have on sale here. Oh, do you have an interest in historical dolls? That would explain how you know about my great aunt Delia. Oh, yeah, I totally would. In case, yes, I do. I've read her old diaries. Apparently the 3 arms thing took off after she and her friend Patricia got into a squabble of some kind, and a passing traveler helped them make up. They became the best of friends after that. Oh, that's nice to hear. How did things turn out for Delia and Patricia and the rest of her kids? Did her diary say? Let me think. Great Aunt Delia made a lot of dolls and eventually married a traveling trader. Sometimes she went out on this route with him. Patricia got married to a big 6 from one of the outlying farms, then moved north to start a ranch. Tom Danforth became a judge just like his pop, and Duty Head Peter became mayor, though it was basically by default. Nothing super interesting, but, you know, nothing much was back then. They all did well enough for themselves. Well, that's good. Thanks for the closure. What? Nothing. What's it like being a historical reenactor? Honestly, it sounds kinda boring. It's not so bad. It's easy work, and I take the weekends off to go cut loose in Ocean City with my friends, so it's not like I'm suffocating in this wolf rock year-round. Can you imagine? Sheesh. Yeah. See you later, Dolly. This horse trough is nearly 300 years old. The water's not that old, but you shouldn't drink it anyway. It's for horses. We actually use this well for water, so please don't throw meat into it. Sandwich's church also served as an Erstaz town hall, courtroom, racquetball court, and schoolhouse. Its antique altar has been carefully maintained over the years. But yeah, everything's been changed. This wealthy Proctor family owned the biggest and most conveniently toilet-adjacent house in the village. This old man looks a little familiar. Hello there. Well, hello. Welcome to Sandwich. My name's Phil Proctor. I'm the mayor here. Any questions you might have about our little historical village, I'll be happy to answer as best I can. Any relation to Peter Proctor? Ah, you must have seen the graves in our cemetery. Yes, that Peter Proctor was my great-great, I think it's 5 or 6 greats, grandfather. We don't know much about him, but judging from the headstone, he must have been a character. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I assume. Can I go into your house? I'm sorry, I'd love to show you the place. We've got a beautiful tapestry featuring portraits of some of my ancestors, but... and a lot of other historical memorabilia, but you've arrived at a bad time. We're doing some renovation and restoration work, and it's a real mess inside. That's why I'm standing out here. I'm waiting for the electrician or someone like him. Electrician? I thought you were all 18th century historical reenactors here. Well, yes, technically, but I have a telephone for emergencies, and once a week after my patrons have left in the evening, we all get together in my parlor to listen to the Loosener's Castor Oil Flakes musical variety hour on the radio. You know anything about witchcraft? Witchcraft? Haha, nope, no witches around here. We filled the root cellar up with concrete purely because the house's foundation was a little shaky. What's that got to do with nothing? Thanks. Talk to you later. Let's see. Sandwich boasted the county's very first tripartite outhouse. Please do not attempt to use it, it is very old. You look at the top and wonder what a magic potion made of daisies would do. Make someone nice? Now, let's see. Huh. It's kind of a jerk, but he tried. Beatrice Proctor, Abigail Proctor, Elisha Proctor, Nicholas Proctor. Vanished mysteriously, presumed dead 1692. Good. Good. Thomas Danforth, somehow still dug up, despite the fact that things should... whatever. Not worth thinking about. Well, we've saved the town of Sandwich, so... hey, I'd say mission accomplished. Saved a bunch of people's lives from whatever it is Nicholas Proctor was going to do. Anyways, we head back, and let's head to Fission Ships to take care of a couple things. Honeg, hello. Do you find yourself in need of a fuse this fine day? Actually, yes, I'm fresh out of fuses. He smiles and opens his coat to reveal dozens of fuses strapped to the lining. So you just walk around with all those all the time? Of course, all tech men carry fuses. He plucks one from his coat and hands it to you. Thank you. No probalo. Continue where we were going. It's Floyd Carbuncle. Here you go, Floyd. One of them serving a barbecue sauce. Oh, holy cow, thank you. He takes a big sniff of the sauce. Ah, sweet and smoky, just like Dad used to make. Well, just like the machines that Dad's factory used to make. Dad's job was just making sure the rats didn't unionize. Well, enjoy. I sure will. Thanks for your help. Alright, Greasy Steve. You glance around to make sure nobody's watching and slide the sack of freshly laundered meat across the table. Greasy Steve opens the sack and glances inside. Nice job, kid. Here's your payment. Picks up the briefcase, empties the sack into it, and slides the briefcase back to you. Seriously? He shrugs and goes back to stuffing his face. Don't call you if we need you again. Yeah, that whole thing was just to get our payment. Anyways, get the briefcase full of meat. Open the case. Now that's a lot of gabagool. Nice. There's actually a bunch more to take care of around here with that, but we'd have to go back to Ocean City to get the call. See? But we're short on time and I don't have time to deal with him. So we're going to end things off there for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload, and please leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.